Okay, I want to solve these two questions. So I want to solve them. And they are questions that have to do with the principles of tangency, which I made video for principle 1, principle 2, and principle 3. So I want to apply the principles to solve these problems. They are simple. So they are why questions and they are simple. So I'm starting with the first one. So let's look at the dimensions and the instruction given first. The instruction says that construct full size the template shown below, showing clearly Roman figure 1, centers of the arcs, Roman figure 2, points of tangency. Okay, so let's look at the dimensions given. For this circle, the radius is 44 mm, and for this circle, the radius is 32 mm. For this arc, which these two circles touch internally, the radius is 120. While for this arc here, which these two circles touch externally, the radius is 50 mm. And again, the center distance, the distance between the centers of the two circles is 100 mm. So the construction goes as follows. So the first thing is we draw a center line, draw a horizontal center line. Okay, then I will first draw a vertical center line here. Okay, then from this point, from the point of intersection of these two lines, I will measure 100 mm. So this is 100 mm here. So at this point, I will draw a vertical line here. We'll draw a vertical line here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I will take the radius of the big circle, which is 120 mm. 120, sorry, radius of the big circle is 44 mm. So I will take 44 mm. So this is 44. So I put my compass at this point and draw a circle. Okay, so this is the circle. So the next is 32, the radius of the small circle, 32 mm. So this is 32 mm. Okay, so let me label this center. This point is center A, and this is center B. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I want to draw this tangent. I want to draw this tangent, this arc. I want to touch it so that these two circles can touch it internally. Now, the radius of this arc from here is 120 mm. It is 120. So what I'm going to do is that I need a point up here where I will put my compass for me to draw this arc. So for me to get that point where I will be putting my compass, two things has to be done. I'm going to subtract 44 from 120 and 32 from 120. I'll first subtract 44 from 120. So whatever I get, I will take it from my ruler with my compass and draw an arc. Then I will take 32 from 120. Whatever I get, I will use my compass and take that measurement from my ruler and draw an arc. They will intersect. So I will now put my compass at that point of intersection, which will touch any part here. Then when I draw the arc, it will surely touch this circle. It will surely touch this circle. So That is the first thing. So okay, so 120 minus 44 gives us 76. So I will take 76 mm here. 76 mm. So this is 76 mm. So I will put it at the center A here. Put it at center A and draw an arc up here. Okay, so next 120 minus 32 is 88. So I will take 88 mm on my ruler. So this is 88 mm. So I put it at center B here. Put it at center B and I will draw an arc. So let's say this point. So the center here, let's call it C. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to take 120 mm to 120 mm, which is the radius of that arc, touch the two circles internally, or the circles touch it internally. So I will take 120 mm here. So this is 120. So I put at this point. Put at this point C here, and I will. So let me check it. Okay. So it goes like this. Okay, so that is that. So the next one I'm going to do is that, so these circles, they touch this arc externally, internally. They touch it internally. So you can see them, they are inside the curve of the arc. So the next one is this one here. Is this one. So I need to locate a point. It will still be up here. So I need to locate a point where I will put my compass so that I can draw this arc, which will touch these circles externally. So what I'm going to do is that I will add 44. So in this case, we have to add the radius of the big circle to this 50, and we also add the radius of this small circle to this 50. Unlike this one that we subtract the radius of the big and small circles from it. Okay, so we are going to add 44 to this 50, which is 90, and 32 to this 50, which will give us what? 82. So 44 plus 50 is 94. It's 94. So I will take 94 mm. So 94 mm. 94 mm. So this is 94. This is 94. So I put it at the center here. That is center A here. Put it at center here, and I will draw an arc. So the arc goes like this. So you don't have to worry yourself if they cross each other. So then 32 plus 50, that is 82. So I will take 82 mm. So this is 82 mm. So I will put it at B, and I will draw an arc. Okay, so let's call this point. Let's call it, this is center D. This is center D. So this is the center, and this is the center. Okay, now, so I will now take my compass. I'll take my compass here. I'll take my compass and measure the radius of this arc. Radius of this arc is 50. So I will take 50 mm here. So this is 50. Take 50 mm. So this is 50 mm. I will put it at this point G here. So if you look at it, it touched this circle at this point. Then I will make an arc from here. It goes like this. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so that's it. So it's as simple as that. So we are asked to part of the question says, Roman figure 1, we have to show clearly the centers of the arcs. These are the centers of the arcs. This center and this center that have been shown. So the next one is points of tangency. Points of tangency. So wherever the arc touch the circle is the point of tangency. So we have the first point of tangency here. So I'll just use capital letter T to represent that. So that's the first point of tangency for that. And then for this one, so the point of tangency is here. Okay, and then for this is the point of tangency. You have to show it because it's part of what will be marked in your exam. Okay, and then for this one, so the point of tangency is here. So put capital letter T here. So I've answered that question. So it's as simple as that. So that is part 1. Now let's look at the next one. Let's look at the next one, which is question B. So which is question B. Okay, so for question B, this is the question. So this diagram that is shown here, this is the textbook. So they solved it. So it's a solution to this question. So, but this is the question that was actually given. This is how the question was actually given. So it's in written form or theoretical form like this. So it was solved by somebody here. And that's what I want you to do. So even if this is not there, so we follow what we have here. So now, the question says that two circles P and Q diameters 50 and 40 respectively touch each other tangentially. Roman figure 1, draw Roman figure 1, the circles. So they touch each other tangentially. So Roman figure 1, we have to draw the circles. Roman figure 2, a circle R diameter 150 to include circles P and Q tangentially at the upper part. And Roman figure 3, an arc radius 20 to exclude circles P and Q tangentially at the lower point. So let's look at how the problem can be solved. So don't forget, so the diameters of the two circles are given. So if we divide 50, diameter of P is 50. 50 by 2 is 25. So that's the radius of circle P. And diameter of circle Q is 40. So we divide 40 by 2. That gives us 20. That's the radius of circle P. So the first thing that we are going to do is that I will draw a line. We draw its vertical center line, so horizontal center line. Horizontal center line. Okay, then let me extend this a bit. Okay, then I will draw the vertical center line here. The vertical center line here. Okay, then I will, so the center distance is not mentioned. Center distance is not mentioned. So, all right, so the first thing I will do is that I will draw the big circle, that is circle P with radius 25 mm. With radius 25 mm. So take 25 mm from your ruler. Take 25 mm from your ruler. So this is 25 and draw the circle. So the circle goes like this. Okay. Circle goes like this. Okay. So that's circle. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I want to draw the second circle, but the second circle which is circle Q. This is circle P. So the second circle, which is circle Q, touch this circle tangentially. So you touch it tangentially, they touch each other. So how can I draw a circle that will touch this circle tangentially? That is externally. You touch it externally. That's what we want to do. So a circle that will touch this circle externally, touch it outside here. Okay, so we need to locate a point where I will put my compass on this line, so that I can, and that point will serve as the center of circle Q. Okay, so how do we get that? We are going to add the radius of circle P and the radius of circle Q together. That's how we are going to do it. So that means we have 25 plus 20, that is 45. So I will take 45 mm from here. 45 mm is 45. Then I will put it at the center of this circle P, and I will mark an arc. Draw an arc on this line. So this is the center. So this is the center for circle Q. So I will call this Q. Then I will now take the radius of the circle, or instead of that, I can take it and I can just, because from here to here is 20, from here to here is 25, making 45. So from here to here, from Q to this point is 20. So I'll just put my compass at this point here. So put my compass at this point, and I will draw a circle. Okay, so that's it. So I've answered the first question, Roman figure 1. Roman figure 1, I've answered Roman figure 1. Now Roman figure 2 says that a circle R diameter 150 to include circles P and Q tangentially at the upper part. Upper part is here. And if you look at that circle, so when we draw it, it will touch this circle. And the circles will touch it internally. They will touch it internally. So I need to locate a point down here. Where we put my compass. And I will, when I take that, the diameter of that circle is 150. So 150 by 2 is 75. So when I take 75 on my compass, on my ruler with my compass, and put it at that point, it will, but by the time I draw the circle will touch these two circles internally. So how do we do that? So I'm going to subtract the radius of this big circle from 75, and then the radius of this small circle from 75. So 75 minus 25 is 50. So I will take 50 mm on my ruler, 50 mm on my ruler. So this is 50. I'll put it at the center here, and I will draw an arc here. Okay, so the next one is 75 minus 20. 75 minus 20, so that's 55. So I will take 55 mm. So this is 55 mm. So I put it at this center here. Put it at this center, I will draw an arc. Okay, so let me call this center. So let me call it PQR. So this is center R here. So I'll now take 75 mm, which is the radius of the circle that we touch these two circles internally. Okay, I take 75 mm here. So this is 75 mm. I'll put it at this point here. Put it at point R here. Put it at point R. So if you look at it, you touch this circle here, and you also touch this circle to touch this circle here. So then I'm going to draw a circle. So that's circle. That's circle. Okay, so that's circle. So the next thing is that I've answered that question, so which is Roman figure 2. So I want to answer Roman figure 3 now. The question says an arc radius 20 to exclude circles P and Q tangentially at the lower point. So it will touch this circle tangentially here. So that is an external tangent. That's an external tangent. So how do we do that? So what I'm going to do is that I need to locate a point. I need to locate a point somewhere here where I will put my compass, so that when I take the radius of that circle of that arc, the radius is 20. So when I take that 20, I'll just put it at that point, and I will draw the arc. It will touch this circle externally. So to do that, I'm going to add the radius of this big circle to that 20, and I will also add the radius of this also to that 20. So this is 25. 25 plus 20 is 45. So I will take 45 mm on my compass. 45 mm. Sorry, on my ruler. 45 mm. With my compass, I will take 45 mm and will draw an arc. So this is the arc. Okay, that's first one. Then 20 plus 20, that is 40. So 40 mm is here. This is 40 mm. So I put it at the center Q here, and I'll draw an arc. Okay, so this is this point. So let me call it point S. Okay. Then I'll put my compass. I'll take 120 on my ruler. Sorry, 20 mm on my ruler, not 120, 20 mm on my ruler. So I put it at this point here. Put it at this point, and I will draw an arc. So the arc goes like this. Okay. So this is the solution to that question. It's simple. So you just need to practice. Just look for the same questions. You can find the questions on WAEC website. So look for the same questions, and if you have a textbook, that you can use, so look for something similar and solve it. Look for something similar and solve this question as I've done. So it's as simple as this. I will still solve more. I will look for more questions and solve on these principles. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you the construction of hooks, spanner, and electric bulb with the use of these principles. So I can ask you to do it, and if you happen to be an engineering student, so when you get to your institution, most especially mechanical engineering, you will surely be asked to do something like this. You'll be taught something like this. So once you have this experience in secondary school, by the time you get there, you won't have any problem. So subscribe so that whenever I upload a video, you will get a notification. So like the channel and share with your friends who are technical drawing students. Thank you.